It gets worse and worse and worse with time. And eventually it gets to the point after many, many years that the compulsive sexual behavior is destroying your marriage, your career, your reputation, perhaps even your financial stability, maybe your future, maybe your life. Hey guys, I'm behavioral health and sex addiction recovery coach Rob Lopicola. And one of the things I wanted to talk with you about today briefly is the internal dialogue, the conversation you have with yourself in your sex addiction. It's like you hear multiple voices in your head. There's several of you talking at the same time. And when you're making a decision to clean up your life and change and transform and no longer act in your compulsive sexual behavior or sex addiction, there's a conversation that goes on in your head, and you can negotiate with that voice, the voice of your sex addiction. So this is what we're going to talk a little bit about today, and have a a fun role play situation for you with that negotiating process, but I'm putting a spin on it for a more optimistic approach. In the meantime, if you're struggling with sex addiction and you're looking for a life transformed, a life free from compulsive sexual behavior, you're in the right spot. I post a new video here every Tuesday for strategies and techniques for you to break free from your compulsive sexual behavior and sex addiction. So subscribe to my channel right now and hit the like button. The more likes I get, the more the algorithm will pick me up and I can help more people like you. In the meantime, let's talk about that internal conversation. If you're a sex addict or you're an addict in any form, you can relate to that internal conversation and the negotiating that you take on when you're talking with your sex addiction. The sex addiction part of you has convinced you for many, many years that that's what you need to do to feel good. The sex addiction is a way for you to escape dealing with yourself, dealing with your own pain, your own trauma, your own inferiority. And the cycle of sex addiction adds more pain, more loneliness, more shame, guilt, regret, inferiority into your life. So now the cycle gets stronger and stronger, and you wanting to escape yourself and your feelings more and more. And the disease of addiction, if you will, sex addiction, progresses. It gets worse and worse and worse with time. And eventually it gets to the point after many, many years that the compulsive sexual behavior is destroying your marriage, your career, your reputation, perhaps even your financial stability, maybe your future, maybe your life. You really want to get to a point when you are willing, open-minded and willing to take an honest look at yourself, your life, and where you want to be. I mean, think about it. If you continue down the road you're on right now, where will you be in 1 year or 5 years? Where will your life be? Will it be where you want it? Or do you think it's going to continue going down the pattern of destruction, where ultimately you're going to be increasingly more shameful, more guilty, increasing self-loathing and inferiority, and perhaps losing everything? And if you are struggling with sex addiction, truly, I promise you, it will get worse. It'll progress and eventually take everything from you. You'll be walking around wearing masks and being a person of deception. And you won't really experience true laughter from the gut deep down inside. It'll be a form of fakeness. You'll just be wearing masks your whole life. So you need to change the conversation you're having with the addiction part of you. You need to not necessarily give in to the addiction and negotiate your own morals and values, because the addiction makes you believe or convinces you you need those compulsive sexual behaviors. So let's take a look at this dialogue between me and my sex addiction, and instead of allowing it to control me, to destroy my morals and values, see how I control the conversation and lead the addiction down the road of self-improvement. Come on, how many times we're going to go through this? You know you want to feel that rush, that excitement, that thrill again. Just a quick fix. It'll all be fine.
It always is.
Remember how we felt afterwards each and every time? The shame, the guilt, the emptiness, the loneliness. The moments of escape only lead back to the cycle of pain, but it'll be different this time. I just want to release the pressure, the stress. I just want to feel good. Life is hard. This is the quickest way to get rid of all of that anxiety. I get it. Life is challenging, and the urge to escape is strong. I've been there a million times. But acting out only creates more stress, more anxiety, more desperation. If it's a temporary distraction, it's nothing more than that. We need to find real solutions. We need to get real solutions instead. Real solutions like what? Going for a run, talking to people, that won't help. This is how we cope. This is how we feel alive. This is exciting. No, it's not. It's not how we numb ourselves. Coping isn't just about ending and silencing the pain. It's about facing it. Those feelings of aliveness you get are fake. It's a trick of addiction. So what do you suggest? Just sit with the discomfort? No, not just sit in it, but learn from it. Embrace it. Go to the gym. Take a walk. Write in your journal or call a friend. Find healthier ways to deal with what you're feeling. We can grow from this instead of running and hurting ourselves from the pain. But it's hard. This is hard. I just want to feel good, even if it's for a weekend or a day or an evening. I just want to feel good. I know it's hard. I feel it too. But those moments of pleasure comes with such a heavy price. If we choose to stay sober, and when we do, we're opening ourselves up to more happiness, lasting happiness, or real life, free from shame and regret and guilt. So what if I resist this time? What if I resist and I'll try it your way? Yes. Let's take one moment at a time. We can acknowledge the urge and the will to choose differently. It's okay to feel cravings and urges. We need to come to understand where they're coming from, what the origin is. They're part of the journey of healing, but we don't have to act on them. All right, I'll try just for today. Just for today, I'll stick with you. That's all I ask. Together, we're stronger. We're choosing connection, life, and freedom. All right. One choice at a time. So I don't know if that dialogue helped you at all. It was kind of interesting to make. I was really thinking today, what did I need to hear? What did I need to hear when I was really deeply entrenched in my sex addiction many, many years ago, which I'm free from now. I'm free from alcoholism, meth addiction, and sex addiction. I'm no longer in compulsive sexual behavior. And life's great. I'm so grateful, and I'd never return to that insanity again. Believe me, I never knew that going into this unknown heaven, if you will, was going to feel so good, was going to really give me all of my needs and my wants in life. I thought that my needs and wants was sex and drugs and feeling good from those substances and activities. Meanwhile, today, freedom is really a beautiful thing. And I want to help you lead a life in the same direction. So I'm offering you a free 30-minute strategy session, 10 steps to begin healing and growing out of sex addiction to a life where you can experience healthy sexual expression. I'll have the link below, or you can go to my website, sexaddictionrelief.com. Check out the free 30-minute strategy session. In the meantime, thank you so much for being here today. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you again next Tuesday. Take care.